Democratic mega donor John Morgan, Republican political strategist Rena Shaw. It's good to have you both. All right, Brother Morgan. Elon says that somebody did him dirty, and you know it's only a matter of time, 50-50 chance at least, that it winds up being people like you that did it to him. Some deep state, deep left folks. What do you make of it?
Well, what I make of it is this. The same thing happened to DeSantis when he was going to do the deal with Elon Musk. It fizzled out. Tonight or today, the Trump interview fizzled out. Remind me never, ever, ever to take even a free ride on SpaceX, because these things blow up. I don't trust the SOB. I ain't getting on for free. They want you to pay $1 billion. You have to pay me $5 billion to ride that monkey. It doesn't
ride
work.
That
it
monkey.
Doesn't work. If it's broke,
well, look,
fix
it. It certainly didn't work this time, you know. But Rena, I got to tell you, I'm not surprised by his play. It's like everything's got to be a conspiracy. Nobody can make a mistake anymore. Everybody's victimized. And I don't know if you heard, Rena, but at the top of the show, I was saying people have to make a choice whether they're going to keep letting themselves have an ideological hook stuck in their mouth and lead them around, or they're just going to deal with the reality of things around them and insist their leaders address the reality, not this dream reality of how we want it to be.
Well, Chris, it seems like there's been a disconnect, you know, for especially the past 8 to 10 years in particular, but particularly since Trump came to power and has been doing the victimhood playbook, right? And so that's what Elon is doing too, because these guys are buds now. I mean, they've had, they've had problems in the past, but now they're very united and they're very much the same. These two guys share a worldview and they think the rest of us share it with them. And nothing could be further from the truth. You know, the Republican Party I came up in made sure that I knew I was not a victim. I was blessed to be here. I'm lucky to be an American. Whatever it was, that was the verbiage back then. It's so far gone now. It's always like, depending on the day of the week, both Elon and Trump are directing their fire at different people. And so we know this now. We know what we're dealing with here. But how embarrassing for Elon, because on the night that Biden dropped, a Zoom call with something like nearly 44,000 Black women managed to go off without a hitch. And I think they raised over $1 million in like under 3 hours. So what's he doing here with this longtime platform that he's inherited? I think it's really embarrassing for him.
Well, it's definitely embarrassing, which is why you shunt it off. But I got to say something. I'm a fan of Elon. I'll tell you why. His potential. The guy look, we need to get people from outside the established corridors of power to start influencing dialogue, not shaping it, but giving opportunities. And I am really worried about censorship. But I want to get your guys' take on something that was said on the show. And I've been hearing this a lot, and I don't know. John, I'll start with you, and I'll end with Rena on it. People keep telling me, will you shut up with Kamala Harris needing to do interviews? You just want her to get her on your show. It's not what it is. I don't expect her to come here. What I'm saying, John, is I believe the American people, if she's going to get enough independence and decide her voters in the places that matter to come out for her, she's going to have to engage and make a better case than Trump. She can't do it the same way he does, just going rally for rally. Am I wrong, John? Should she just keep it as it is?
Well, I go back to if it's not broke, don't break it, because look, I was against the coronation. I was wrong. I communicated today with a very, very big man in politics, and I said, I was wrong. You were right. She didn't have to run left. She didn't have to go right. She's really kind of undefined. And you run in a primary, you got to take all sorts of positions, and you etch a sketch, as Mitt Romney said, and start all over. She doesn't have to etch a sketch. She's got that advantage. So, look, I think as long as she keeps increasing her lead, she's got to show up for the debate. Show up for the debate. The more he wants it, the more she doesn't want it. When she wanted a debate, he didn't want a debate. Now he's ready to go to ABC and give a debate. This race is in real jeopardy for him. And you know who's going to be the genius in it all? Big Chris, not little Chris, you're little Chris, Big Chris Christie has been predicting this from the beginning. He talked about the 2022 election. He talked about all the other elections. Big Chris Christie called this a long time ago, and it might come true that he destroyed the entire Republican Party.
Yeah, listen, Rena, to your point about the old party, I mean, I would have thought Chris Christie would have absolutely fit the bill. And I can't tell you how many people said to me, yeah, except for what he did with Obama, and then he went bad on Trump. And it's like, what is this, Hatfield and McCoy's? Do you believe Kamala Harris, as a strategist, should do differently than Trump, or just stick with the big events and the momentum is getting her there and that'll be good enough and just carry it through?
I like it right now because it's steady right now. And this is a strong open. Why would you step out of a strong open? And I think, frankly, we're putting a little bit too much pressure on her, whether you're part of the punditry class or the strategist class or whatever. The reality is this. She has a very tight time frame in which to really introduce herself to the public before this debate becomes a place in which anything could happen, because we know how Trump debates. His strategy last fall was to avoid the debates. And look at Chris Christie, how he did on that stage. Everybody expected Chris to go out there, big Chris, to go out there really guns ablazing, and he did terribly. So I think she's doing fine right now. She ought to keep holding steady. Beautiful, strong open.
Rena Shah, thank you. Mr. Morgan,
thank
you as always.
I agree with everything Rena Shah said. Everything.
Oh, boy, Mr. Amiable. All right, we'll be right back.